Hi guys, it's Ray here from City Fan TV, 7 o'clock in the UK. I think it's the cup final tonight, the Europa League cup final, if I'm right. Can't remember, guys. And so I thought, anyway, I'll come on early tonight, get this done because I'm off out. I've got to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Got to go somewhere, drop off the harp. My lad's harp, because it's still a bit of a messy thing about going to France because of all this quarantine and everything else. I might have got this wrong actually for the days for the game. Sevilla game's tomorrow night. But anyway, I'm going to do a 7 o'clock tonight. I'll do a 7 o'clock tomorrow. Hi Danny, hi GSGA. Yeah, as I was saying, partly because I've got to get up at 4. I've got to go over to somewhere in Wales to drop off my lad's harp. So I thought, let's put this microphone in. Hopefully the sound will be slightly better. Yeah, so I've got guys, let you what we're going to talk about. Lucas Demetre joining Anderlecht. We're going to talk about Ferran Torres and I think Eric Garcia as well, been included in the Spain squad. We are going to talk about Koulibaly, what Richard Dunner said, and we'll talk about Luis Fiorini. We'll talk about him as well because he is going out on loan. So we will have a little chat about him and where he's going and why he's going, and might even talk about the fact that less than a year ago, he was in a list of 20 exciting Scottish talents to watch in 2020. So let's see who's in the house. Hassan Malik, hi. Chris Welch, hi to you as well. I'm going to also talk about, obviously, the fixtures, which we talked about this morning. Right, let's... Okay, let's have a look. Let's talk about Luis Friarini. He's a kid. EDS kid. He's going to go to NAC Breda in Holland. It's been confirmed today. And so let's talk a little bit about him. He's called a City Starlet. He's been with the City for quite a few years now, moving through the youth ranks. But obviously, it's very hard with the quality that you've got at City, especially as a midfielder. It's extremely difficult to break into the team. I mean, you've got people like, for instance, last season we had David Silva, Ilkay Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. You got Phil Foden, Ilkay Gundogan. They're six in midfield, and that's not including people like Rodri and Fernandinho. So you can see it's extremely difficult to break into the Man City squad. But he's now, I think he's 18 now. I need to go and check his actual age. When you don't know when someone's birthday is, you can get the age wrong. Let's have a quick look, see how old he is. Luis Fiorini. 18 by now. Yeah, 18. His birthday is one day before mine. Hi, Kareem Boss, salam to you. Thanks, Hassan Malik. I'll talk about that later. But anyway, I was talking about Luis Fiorini, wasn't I? So he's 18. Obviously, most of his football has been with the youth in the youth ranks, under 18s. I think he played 7 times, and then I think he played some in the under 23 as well. So he's an interesting, promising talent. Described as with bags of potential. Technically, he's very good already. Transitioning into a number 10 from his early days as an 8, it allows him to use his ability in front of goal and link play. Apparently, he's got a very good attitude too. When he was speaking to the City website back in 2018, he identified some of the best advice he's taken on board. He says, stay humble. With the good things you get, don't let them affect you, and keep on the same path or track that you want to be on. Now, look, the thing is, at City, it's very, very difficult to break through, and a lot of kids do go on loan to places like NEC Breda in Holland, to Girona in Spain. Sadly, I think both of them are still in their second tier. Are NEC Breda in the second tier? Okay. Oh, I might get this wrong, guys. Forgive me. I spent so much time talking about SK Lommel today and Girona today, and Troy as well. Club City look like they're going to buy. They're all in the second tier of their football. I think Breda got relegated as well because they're in the Erst division, Erst, rather than in the top league. I think they got relegated a couple of seasons back. I remember now when they got relegated the season that Aero Muric went. I only played one game, a 3-0 win, and instead of being in the Eredivisie, they're now in the Eerste Divisie. So everybody City are involved with right now are in the second tier of their respective leagues. But the reason why the kids go out there is because youth ball to men trying into the Premier League team as well. So we send them out to places like, as I said, NEC Breda and Girona, and there'll be others as well. And the idea is a stepping stone. It's a stepping stone between youth football and the first team, or men's football, to go out to the second division somewhere. I mean, you can see people like Torsten's been out in the second tier here in the Championship. He went out to Blackburn last season, and the season before to West Brom. So that's what Luis Friarini is doing. That's what he's going for, NEC Breda. I'm just looking at some of his qualities here. What this particular pundit has said. He said he has his engine room pressing from the front, picking the ball up and spraying passes. All of this done within seconds and with deadly precision. It's skills Friarini should look to cash in on. He's not going to make the breakthrough yet. He's got time. Yeah, he's still only 18 years old. So I'm going to try. I'm going to try and get over to Breda for one game. I would like to go. I got plans, but you never know in life what's going to happen. We were back in the UK for 2 years, and now it looks like we're going back to France. So that's it seems to change every day. With the quarantine situation, it's difficult to come back and forth, and we're going to have to sit down and work things out. It's not so straightforward. But I said if I do end up back in France, I'm going to try and take in some French games. AS Nancy, they started following me on Twitter today, so I thought I've got to go and watch you play. They're in the second tier as well, French football. I want to go to NEC to see Breda play. If we've got a kid there, I'm interested. We've got Friarini there. Hopefully, we'll get a few others there. Might even go to Girona to see if we have any kids there, and to where else? Lommel SK. Well, if we've got any kids there, I'm interested. Anderlecht. We've got obviously Vincent Kompany's there. He's not he's not playing anymore. He's going to just manage. And I think we've still got Philip Sandler there. So I'm interested to see what's going down in clubs around Northern Europe, at least, where we've got kids. And so I will try and check them out. Let's see what you guys are saying. Let's have a look. Hey, Hassan Malik. Don't forget to talk about Houssama. Everybody wants to. Hey, Hassan Malik. That's it. I did have somebody complaining about that. So he got banned. He got banned from the channel. I've done, I suspect, 700-800 videos. I can't even tell you how many videos I've done. And almost all have been in English. What's the problem in doing? I think this is my second video in Arabic. And I don't speak Arabic, so I've had to learn to ask the questions and the stuff I do. But we have hundreds and hundreds of subscribers who are from Algeria. We get a good number of people from Algeria watching the channel. So I check on my stats. I think they're in the top 5 of locations of followers or subscribers or viewers. So I have no problem doing that. And I said to the guy, I've already done 2 videos today. I've done the Premier League fixtures video, and I did a video on the City Football Group looking like we're going to buy Troy, a football club in France. So I've already done 2, and I've got this 3rd one. Don't complain I'm doing a video in Arabic, because we've got fans who speak Arabic. I think that's quite reasonable to give your viewers some of what they want in their own language. Ireland expected to go back into lockdown again. A lot of countries, Chris, the numbers are going up. UK have put, I think, Croatia and 2 other countries in quarantine situation as well. If you come back from there, I will talk about Zayn. Everybody's Hardy's asking about Noir. None of you know Arsenal are the only team to put in bidding. Hassan, yeah, I'd heard that Arsenal put the Guendouzi in cash, and Leon, I don't think they're interested in that. And I'm really surprised where Arsenal getting this cash from. Hi, Adam. Hope you're well. You've not missed anything. I've just been talking about Luis Friarini going to NEC Breda. Zayn, his work is a combination of job. My wife's work is going to probably have to be done from France for the rest of the year, and with the quarantine situation, it's difficult to come back to the UK and be in quarantine for 2 weeks before you go back. So you can't come every weekend to see your kids because you have to stay for 2 weeks. You can't go back to it. It's a really fight our way through what the situation is. We don't know what's going to happen yet. It's really messy. And obviously, if you go back to live there, and because we're selling our flat there, and it's almost done, we can't back out now. To rent is extremely expensive, really expensive. It's eye-wateringly expensive, and it's like living in London. So very, very expensive. So we're just trying to work out how we do this, because where the kids are going to go to school, and a lot of other things, and trying to get something at short notice, it's very, very difficult. Arsenal hijacking. If Y goes to Arsenal, look, they're going to build a team around him. But he had, I think, if he got an opportunity with Juventus, City, or Arsenal right now, who do you take? I can see the project at Arsenal, yeah, but Arsenal are not big payers. They pay a few players stupid money who don't deserve it, but I don't think they're going to pay who are as much as, say, Juventus or City would. And at Juventus, you're going to win the Italian league every year and have a reasonable stab at the Champions League. At City, you're going to be challenging for all the trophies and have a reasonable stab at the Champions League. Arsenal, Europa League, finished 8th. You're not going to be challenging for the league title. All right, they won the FA Cup, but that's partly our fault. Karim says, wanted by Juventus and Arsenal. He does not want to be in Germany for fear of being seated in the seats. Yeah, I just want him to. I want him to come. I hope this gets sorted very quickly. Hassan says, I can speak Arabic. Well, that guy was a little bit fast for me. Even which one? The first, second, or third, Hassan? I think I was the slowest. I should be the. I was the slowest to speak. I might not be the easiest to understand, because obviously it's for me mostly it's a foreign language. So it's really difficult. There's a few words that I can say that I can remember, but there's a lot of words that I have no idea. I can hear a word 20 times. It's still difficult to say it. Now, I've worked in Germany for a few years. I've been twice there and done a lot of shows there in German. And I learned my lines to say that, but I still make mistakes. And if you got to think, the first show we went to Germany, we did our show in front 21 times. 21 times. And I had one word to say, and I probably say this particular word 3 times a show. And I probably got it wrong 30 times out of 60. So it's not so easy learning another language. Zayn, yeah, we're looking around Paris. We're just trying to see, because obviously we've got a lot of friends, family, a lot of activities where we used to live. We lived there for 8-9 years. So we know the area and it's safe. We feel comfortable there, but we might have to move somewhere else. We don't even know what's going on. Maxime, how are you doing, Maxime Belozerov? Privyet, Maxime. Is Koulibaly close? Every day it seems to be inching closer. It's said that the discussion is now about the add-ons. Hi, Kamal, hope you're well. Yeah, Faris, early stream. Yeah. I got my days. 2 things, actually, right, for the early stream. One, I thought the Europa League final was tonight. That's the first thing. And second thing is I've got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I've got to go to Wales to drop off my son's harp. We've been renting a harp because they're about £2,000 a pop, at least £2,000 a pop. And when we came back from France, he didn't play the harp for ages. And then we weren't sure whether he was going to stick at it. So we were just hiring a harp rather than buy one. Last thing you want to do is spend £2 or £3 on a harp, and then the kid gives up on it. So, I've got to give that back before we go to France. I know what you mean, says Hassan. I'm not an Arab. I had to learn Arabic from scratch. Yeah, it's not easy. But do you think who will win the Champions League, Maxim? Well, to be honest, anybody can win it. They've both got that far. Obviously, Bayern Munich have been steamrolling everybody, and people think they'll win. But PSG have got the players. They've got the players. They've got the, look, you've got Neymar, you've got Di Maria, you've got Mbappe. So you've got the striking talent to cause a lot of trouble. It's whether they can cope with the attacking threat of people like Gnabry and Lewandowski and Müller and all the others. Well, he'll be excited. Chris reckons Bayern win. Would you take Cavani on a free? I'm not so sure, Chris. Part of me would be tempted. Definitely, don't get me wrong. Part of me would be tempted because he's been an awesome player. But how old is he now? 33, 34? Do we want someone that age? And the problem with getting somebody that age, Chris, for City, is Aguero's 32. So Aguero's on the decline. Do you want to get someone like Cavani, who's also like that, for 1 year, 2 years, and then you've got nobody coming through? Because you've got Aguero and Cavani finishing about the same time and have nobody coming through. I would much rather get someone in the early to mid-20s, Lautaro Martinez. It's got all very quiet, but he is an exciting talent. Dybala, could he be available? Haaland, I don't think we'll go for him because of his age. I've always said that. Raiola, we don't really want to deal with him. But those are three that, and I would have loved Kai Havertz. I watched him play a little bit this season. He looks an absolutely fabulous talent. Well, Chris, yeah, you're right to put the chances away. But right now, I would rather, now that we're in, it's easy with the benefit of hindsight. But right now, I would look at getting a younger talent at early like 23, 24, 25, 26, something like that. See, well, that's it, Chris. If he's close to signing for Benfica, that's his level. His level is probably not coming to Manchester City. Let's go through some other news, guys, very quickly. Richard Dunn. Richard Dunn wants the Napoli defender Koulibaly to join City. He said he's still right for Manchester City. They need a leader. Now, Richard Dunn, you should know who Richard Dunn is. He was an ex-Man City captain. Lots and lots of own goals. But the guy played with heart, and you had to love Richard Dunn. I think he lives in Monaco now. But Richard Dunn is saying that he's a leader. We need a leader to replace Vincent Kompany. We haven't replaced him. And, that should be Koulibaly should be the one. Now, he's told Sky Sports, he said, defensively, they've got numbers. They've got Stones and Otamendi, who have been playing, and Garcia has been there. Whether they're the ones that they want, I don't know. The way they play football, Stones and Otamendi certainly fit that bill perfectly. They have spoken about Koulibaly for a while, and they are looking for a leader. They're looking for someone to replace Vincent Kompany. It's been a problem when Vince was here, and he was injured. They missed the centre back of that style. If they go for him, Koulibaly, it's a good signing. He's a bit older than the usual age bracket of signing players, and we've seen the Champions League. In the Champions League, how good Upamecano has been. So maybe he's a player that might be of interest to them. I'm sure he doesn't get another centre-half that he'll be happy. I'm sure if he doesn't get another centre-half that he'll be happy with what's he got, because he likes how the players play. If he does, then great. So he's also added on the course of Guardiola to address issues at the back. He said, I don't think it can be pinpointed on the centre-halves. There were defensive-minded lapses, and they might come from midfielders at times. It's difficult because City has so much of the ball. To switch from attacking to defensive mindset so quickly is tough. They do get caught out from time to time, but you watch the games and you think they're amazing. If they could just change those lapses then they would be unstoppable. Maybe they do need that little bit of experience, someone who can organise the defence. Well, there you go, guys. That's what Richard Dunt says about Koulibaly. A little bit of extra news. The new signing for Torres and current player Eric Garcia have been included in Luis Enrique's Spain squad. They've been called up, I think, for their first call-ups for both Torres and Garcia. Quite a few changes in the Spain squad for the games with Germany and Ukraine, with young, fresh faces replacing more senior stars with experience. So, look, the kids have got, obviously, they've got kids who've got talent. Very, very talented, the pair of them. And I wish them well. Is that everything? Little bits and pieces of news. Let's see what you guys are saying, then I'll go through the rest. Do you think Stones will leave? Adam, I thought Stones was nailed on to leave. I thought he was nailed on to leave because when you look at it, he's behind Garcia in the pecking order. He's behind Laporte. We've just got Ake. We're going to get Koulibaly. And you just thought, what chances he got? Now, if Otamendi and Garcia leave, then there's a potential for Stones to stay. But I still say I can score on loads as well. A lot of games next season. Get fit, get confident, get his form back as well, and then come back to City. Faris, did I see how many chances Liam wasted? I don't understand why they were clinical against us. Well, there you go, Faris. Hi, Sean. There you go. I mean, against us, bang, bang, bang. Against Bayern Munich, it's and City are out, Bayern are through. It's just one of those things. I mean, they could have been 3-1 up early on in that game. It's just the way it happens. And it's up to us. It's up to us. Look, if we'd been clinical like Bayern were, would we have gone through? If we'd had that right attacking mindset like Bayern had, would we have gone through? It's one of those. You got to ask yourself the question because obviously we're disappointed by what happened, but what can you blame? Anyway, we have to move on. We have to learn. It feels like Groundhog Day. We have to learn from the experience. Now, Lucas Nmecha, he's joining Anderlecht on loan. Now, Anderlecht, obviously, that's where Vincent Kompany is. That's where Philippe Sander is. And Lucas Nmecha is going there. It might be a game to go and watch next season. A game for Anderlecht. That could be very interesting. Now, he's on a season-long loan. He's 21 years old. 21 years old is Lucas Nmecha. He's risen through the academy ranks. Has made 3 senior appearances under Pep, but he struggled for goals in competitive football. He played for Preston in the 2018-19 campaign, scoring 4 goals in 44 appearances. It's not good enough. Okay. Then he went to Wolfsburg. He had 12 appearances. And didn't score. And he had 13 appearances for Middlesbrough, didn't score. And actually, when he was at Wolfsburg, I wanted to go and watch him play because that was last October when I was over there working. And unfortunately, I couldn't go to a game because there were no games to go to. I was there for 10, 12 days, but there was no games because the midweek game was away at St Etienne in the Europa League. And then it was international break after that. So I wasn't unable to go and see Lucas play. I'd have loved to, just out of interest because he's a City player. It would have been nice to go and watch him play. Look, we've said a lot of kids will be going out on loan this summer. And it'll be interesting to see if Lucas can finally make it because he's got some talent, he's got some abilities, but he's just not, scoring goals. If you think in the last 69 games he's played, 69 games, he scored 4 goals. I mean, let's be honest, a defender can score 4 goals in 69 games. I think one season Otamendi or Stones got 4 goals. So it's a little bit of a concern. A little bit of a concern that he's not scoring enough goals. But hey, he's still only 21. He's got time. Chris Welch, City should go all out for Kane, who would put them chances away from crosses. City problem is, Levy will want 200 million. City are struggling to pay the 70 million for Koulibaly. Will City pay 150 million for Harry Kane? I doubt it. And he's 27 years old. doubt it. Adam, what do you think about the next season games? Interesting. Yeah, Adam, we're playing against Wolves for our opening game, and that'll be on the second weekend. I'll be away from home. I think Leicester at home after that, and then we've got a game against Arsenal. We've got a lot of big games in the first couple of months. Wolves, Leicester, Arsenal. I think Liverpool, Man U. Is that in November or early December? I think it's November. So a lot of big games at Sheffield United in a short space of time. Hey, but if you want to win it, you could go and put these teams to the sword. So yeah, we don't play against Villa. Villa should have been our first game, the first weekend, but because we went to the latter stage of the Champions League, we've been afforded 1 extra week's holiday, 1 extra week before we have to start playing. In Faris's opinion, if the players didn't make mistakes and took the chances, even if Pep chose that horrible game plan, we could still win. Absolutely spot on, Faris. Okay, it was 1-1. Pep swapped it around. Okay, got it to 1-1, and Gabby Jesus missed that very presentable chance. You make it 2-1. Okay. Sterling missed that open goal. Would have made it take it to extra time. You'd fancy City in extra time, with the depth we have on our bench. Against Spurs last season, people weren't happy with Pep's formation in the game against Spurs. Aguero missed a penalty. Now, if Aguero scores that penalty, we get a 1-0 lead. I think Spurs are not winning that game. Whether they come back to draw 1-1 at their place or we win 1-0 at their place, I don't honestly think Spurs are coming back in that tie. So you can, we're still good enough to win games even with a poor formation or something that misfires. But we didn't take our chances, and that's what it comes down. It comes down to not taking our chances. Will we beat Wolves finally, says JX? Well, last season, this season just gone, we've lost twice to them. The season before, we had that 1-1 draw at home when Willy Bowley handled the ball, knocking it in. Didn't we beat them at home in the league? Can't remember now. 2 seasons back. How come a lot of games are played at 3 o'clock? That's what happened when I checked the times. That can't be true, can it, say Sean? No, Sean, they just put it down at that time. They will be changed throughout the season because once the TV companies get hold of them, they move them. They move it at so many of the games around. There's apparently going to be 20 extra live games this season. It's not going to be blanket coverage, but there will be 20 extra games this season. Chris Welch says better having big games out of the way. It just depends. If you win, then it's better to have the big games out of the way. If you lose, if you're not warmed up properly, if you're not into the season, then maybe it's not better to have those games early on. Guys, I'm going to say if anybody is new to the channel, like Mr. JRX and anybody else, please consider subscribing to the channel. It's costing you now. We do have Super Chat. If you do want to donate to the channel, the Super Chat there, you can make a donation. And we will be launching, I think the Patreon is launched. I need to let you know about that, but the Patreon is there. And it's just for extra content. The Patreon, I think I might have to rejig it because I think in one of the categories for the Patreon, I was going to do a podcast. I don't think that's going to happen now because I'm doing the one with the Bolt from the Blue. So I will rejig that a little bit. But if you want to join in on the Patreon side of things, that would be absolutely fabulous, guys, because, I want to take this site, this channel a little bit further with more live streaming of games, watch-alongs next season, especially if we're not playing. If the fans aren't allowed to go, and especially if I'm end up living in France. So I'm going to have to go out and fork out for a full package to watch all the games. Which ain't cheap. So yeah, I just want to take the channel a little bit further forward. So if anybody wants to contribute, however small, on Patreon or however small on Super Chat, cheers, guys. And if you haven't got the money and you don't want to contribute, it's no problem, guys. Just support the channel by watching the videos. That's all you need to do. You support the channel by watching the videos. If you if you can watch stuff like I did today, the video on City Football Group with the owners of Man City, looking like we're going to buy Troy in the second tier in France, and the reasons behind why we would do that. please, it really would be good if you could watch that. Why do we have to versus Liverpool in the other rounds again? It's just the way it is, Maxime. You got to play them. Look, funny thing is, you got to play each team twice. So might as well get them over and done with. It doesn't matter. Fantastic. 3-0 when we won. Wolves had 10 men. Yeah. But yeah, I remember that. I remember going to Wolves for that Willy Bowley handball. I was a bit. But when City lose, I'm always down a bit. Always down. You try and see if there's a bright side. I mean, it all depends. If you lose and then you go and see James and Daniel, or especially James, after a game, you have a laugh and a joke with him, so you cheer yourself up. But if you're sat on your own and what, even a draw feels like a defeat these days. Got to play everybody. That's it, Chris. There's a funny old thing that you play everybody home and away every season. You can play everybody. It happens, guys. There's no point crying about it. What else do we want to talk about? You want to talk about the City Football Group? I mean, I've done plenty of videos on the City Football Group, and you can go and look at them if you want in the past and what's happened with them. Even someone did, they still support, absolutely, which is fantastic, and it's great that some people have been banned by. It looks like some people have been banned by YouTube for their nasty behaviour. Very naughty. There are some very naughty people out there. But hey, such is life. There's good and bad in everyone. We must learn to live. We must learn to forgive. Whatever. There's a song in there somewhere, isn't there, Chris? It's Ebony and Ivory. Okay, I think that's going to be about it, guys. If there's nothing else coming up, because in what game do you think we had the worst performance last season, says Maxime? Wow. Let's have a think. There's so many. I was disappointed in the Spurs home and away. Disappointed in the Norwich away. Disappointed in the 3 games against United, which we lost. Disappointed in the draws we had. Disappointed in not beating Chelsea. Disappointed with Southampton. We were really poor that night. Disappointed with Arsenal. How about Arsenal? Because I just, I think we should. Arsenal and Lyon have really, because we were at the end of those competitions. Yeah, we were in shooting distance of winning, or a very good chance of winning each of those competitions, and we didn't do it. And the way we played was extremely poor. Which player you don't want in the starting 11 next season? Wow, Faris. Wow. Edison, if he keeps letting goals in easily. That's a really horrible question. Really horrible. I can't answer it. I mean, based upon this season, if you asked me in the middle of the season, I would have said Sterling. But he's done well at the end of the season, so I can't answer it, honestly. Nicholas, I'm all right, buddy. I'm all right. Been working for a change. I don't know if I told you yesterday, I damaged my foot. I don't think I didn't break. I banged my foot really, really, really hard. And I don't think I broke the toe, but I've got crush injuries on the joint, I believe, where the toe joins into your foot. So it's really swollen, really painful. Can't walk. Forget about running. Can't walk on that easily. Dragging my leg, and there's probably no point in going to the hospital for an X-ray. What are they going to do? So I'm just gonna have to wait till it recovers. I'm hoping it's just it is severe bruising and a little bit of crush damage. I'm just hoping that heals on its own in over a few weeks. But you got to grin, got to bear it. So yeah, been out working today for a change. So if anybody knows me, for a change. As I've got older, I've done less. I remember, doing the work in my garden, mowing the lawn, trimming it, weeding it, and putting stones down and all sorts of stuff. And now, maybe I'm too old. Thanks, Adam. I will get. It's one of those. It will get better as it goes. Chris Welch, Delph was a secret leader in the dressing room. Absolutely, we miss him. Maxime, It's just like me when Delp was still around. I never liked him, and every time he started, it seemed like we lost the game. Yeah, Liverpool away, one of them. Yeah, we weren't great, Chris, but you were all over us, and I can accept that. But losing to Lyon and Arsenal, Liverpool were a great team. Liverpool are a great team, and if you lose to Liverpool, okay, it's not dishonourable. But the way we lost to Lyon and Arsenal, where we weren't in the game, and it's like we thought we could get through. We were thinking about the next game. That's dead wrong. Cheers. I'll be all right soon, Nicholas and Sean. Right, guys, that's 35 minutes. I think we'll call it a day. Take care of yourselves. I'll be back early, hopefully early tomorrow, to do the live stream, because I am sure you guys want to watch Inter versus Sevilla. I'm sure I know I do. I want to watch a bit of that game, see what it's like, and see if there's any other decent players out there. That Lukaku, he's not bad, is he? Should we get him up front? Guys, take care. Look after yourselves, and we'll see you tomorrow. Cheers, guys.